We're 5 weeks at Temperate's camp. Well, now the ship didn't explode. What the heck? Did people die? What's happening? Grips. I'll miss him. Oh, the one guy died. I see. Damn that Grips. Man was always worrying. Always saying something bad was gonna happen to him. Pisses me off that he was right. Shit. I see. Okay. Well, let's have our requests. Oh! There we go. So maybe it is always on week 8 the ship gets busted. Continue to watch! Well... nice knowing you, ship. Continue to watch. It's like watching a train wreck, you can't look away. And now she's gone. Heads hang low amongst the crew. 3 demoralized people? Can't you guys get over it? It's just a boat. Be glad you weren't on there. Last time we were on the boat, we all just died. Think about that. Alright. Take requests. We have Junior and we have Kasha. Alright, Junior, you're up. Shaw, I don't suppose you've been keeping track of the days? Of course I have. Well, you will be pleased to know that today is Imbolg. What a holiday. I am not aware of such an occasion. Not surprised you wouldn't recognize it. To us, it's a major holiday. Don't expect to ask the day off. No, Imbolg often comes with a traditional feast. I thought it might be good to hold one for the sailors' sake. I see no problem there. Treat them to a feast. Minus 25 food. Can we still do this? Rats! A nice idea, but we can't spare the rations. There are no holidays on the ice. I mean, I'd love to do this, but I can't. I literally can't, so... I thought that'd be the case. Ah, well. Was worth asking. Well, we gained loyalty, we lost decorum. Our decorum's not doing so hot, team. Wonder if there's other things you might be able to do while it's being crushed, like if you had moved off earlier or something? Maybe. Like, I know it seemed like you could go back on the boat if you moved off earlier and get stuff off of the boat still. Let's talk to Kasha. Captain, look at this. Before the ship sank, I was checking the cabins of, well, the missing crew. Seems they left behind a good amount of their belongings, a few good books and the like. Not much use for them now. I'd put them on the top of the list to burn for fuel. We can't do that. Yes, we can. We are indeed in need of as much fuel as we can find, Belford. You will need good reason to preserve them. These aren't simply just novels the missing crew brought with them for leisure. They left their journals behind, their diaries, logs of their life on the ship and before. This can't be burned. Captain, I request that I hold on to these journals for use in my report. I think the rest of the crew would appreciate their stories being preserved. I suppose the sailors would not take kindly to burning the remnants of their lost colleagues. Aye, but what else do we have? Not much else we can burn, is there? That won't be necessary. Kasha, keep the books for your report. I'm fine with losing Hammond's loyalty. We also have a lot of coal and wood, so I don't know, we don't really need anything to burn right now. Food is more of our immediate problem. Better find something better to burn, Captain. We can't bloody hold on to, well, everything. Thank you, Captain. I'll ensure their story is told. Won't be able to do that if we freeze to death. Well, we could... People act like it's like a binary, which it is in the game, but like, if it got down to it later and you're like, man, we're dying, you could throw the journals in then. They don't need to be earmarked for burning, like, immediately. Alright, what do we got going on here? We have the dog kennels. Alright, let's listen in. Do you have any experience with cameras? No, but they can't be too complicated. Why, did you go and break yours? No, but I was wondering that if something did happen, you would at least have some parts to fix it with. Aye, I should. Question is, if I want to waste bloody good parts on a bloody camera. Spare parts? You're hardly going to be wasting them. What more could some spare scrap be used for? You have no idea. I don't have any idea. I don't know what he's talking about. Alright, fuel for the week. Feed the furnace. Toss some one box of coal, 1 box of timber. And then let's ask this engineer to cure the freezing. We've fixed the one frozen man. We still have some people that are depressed, but I don't think there's any way to actually fix depression in this game. I think you just kind of deal with it. And then they get depressed, or they get fixed on their own, and then your demoralization goes down. Which we should try to get back up if we can. The way the portrait lined up next to yours, it looked like he was mad at you personally. I mean, he probably is, right? I have wronged him. Okay, before we do any, like, extracurriculars, let's go send our people out. Do we have enough? We do! Let's send them out on the... Yeah, let's send them out on this seal hunting mission. We'll send 4 people. Can we send... We could send scouts. Let's do that. We don't really need to be sending the scouts out for scouting right now. There's a lot of land that's already been scouted. Although... I'm torn. Because the scouts are the only people who can scout, right? Our crew can really only do so many things. So maybe we do the crew first. Prioritize that. 5 dogs have been sent. And I guess if we want to go hunting with some more of the scouts, we can do that up here. Do we want dog food? Let's go scouting again. I wonder if you, like, scout certain things, you can find, like, cool stuff. I'm not sure. Alright, we'll scout a little bit. Large game is dangerous. Despite how many are assigned, a person will be wounded. Oh. So you get a lot of food for those, but you have a person get injured in the process. It's interesting. So let's hold off on that. We don't necessarily need that guy to get out there. Our scientists should get sent out for science stuff. Because that's really all they're good for now. We gained some decorum. I forgot about that. You gain decorum by sending people out for science. More penguins. We could send the rest of our sailors. I think that's what they should do. I don't think they can do anything else. Because all the stuff that I was using them for on the ship, like gathering coal and gathering food, like it's not... You can't do that anymore. So, let's send all these dudes out. Get lots of food. We're gonna need it. And then we still have 2 scouts, so why don't we just go ahead and scout? Are you can't scout because you're demoralized? Really? Nerd. Alright, we'll send that guy. Oh, we're out of dogs. Oh, I understand. Okay, well. Oops. Looks like the scouts need to... Maybe we can we have a scout talk to Kasha, maybe? Let's see if we can do that. Anyone free for an interview? Sure enough. Talk to Yorick. We got some research and some decorum. I think that's actually pretty important to keep doing. Now, anyway, because, like, there's very few opportunities to gain decorum back, it seems. Or at least, we had an opportunity, I guess. We just didn't have the right amount of food available, so... Alright, feed the hoosh pot. Throw these seals in there. The hoosh seems to be stuck. Alright, seal, 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 seal. That gets us 30 food. Is that enough to feed everybody? I think it's enough to give everybody, like, basic rations. But it's not great. Hopefully, because we sent out a lot of people for food this past week, we'll get more. I think that's all we can do. So yeah, let's go ahead and pass the time. Crew have their meal. Everybody's having a grand time. Return to their posts. Despite the time, it's still light out. Zoom in a little bit. Anybody in the tent? Got my journal here. Nothing to do there. So let's talk to Templeton. I must retire for the evening. I'll see you for the morning's requests. Oh, that's all he has to say. Let's listen to, well, to Imbolg. Not quite the same with leftovers. Sorry I can't serve up more. Shaw wouldn't have it. What? That wasn't my fault. We literally didn't have any food. We get to celebrate it. That's what matters. Sure. Well, I would have loved to help you out, guys. Good to see you don't hide away from the crew in the evenings, Shaw. Didn't know what to make of you at first. I understand, I'm hard to place. No doubt. But I'd say you place better than most. Alright, thanks, guy. Thank you for the kind words. Can't tend to the furnace if I'm yabbing to you. Night. Alright. Watching those young pups, I don't know how I had that much energy once. Arr, you're not alone there, friend. Hard to remember the days I moved without this cane. Harder to remember having both eyes. They'll look like us one day. Well, let's hope not. Alrighty. I need to finish developing these. Thanks for stopping by. Hello. Oh, hello. Do you need something? When did you become a doctor? Oh, that was quite recent. I'm young into this line of work. Do you think I could be a doctor? Well, if you study, yes. Can I have one of your books? Of course. The doctor hands him a small book. Runt leaves excited. Evening. I found some old tickets in my luggage to a play I planned to see before we departed. Unfortunately, it was delayed due to several accidents. People were beginning to say the production was cursed. Oh, it's Spider-Man the Musical! Look out! People get hurt in that all the time. I never believed in curses, but after this expedition, well... You're a man of science, Doctor. Try not to give in to baseless superstition. Perhaps you're the one who's cursed. This man's ego is just going to be shattered. Are you concerned about missing the play? We gained his loyalty! Yeah! You like that one, Isaac? I thought about that one for a second. Freak like me starts playing on loop in my head. Well, that's hardly a concern after all that's happened. Though it was something I was excited for. It's a shame. Alright. Clean up your equipment, Doctor. Somebody get a psychiatrist out here and fix these demoralized people. Oh. At the kennels, you spot a pair of dogs engaged in an aggressive conflict. Teeth bared and snarling, the two creatures snap at each other. Cordell is nowhere to be seen, but the kennel master's whip has been left aside, resting atop a crate. As you look on, the fight begins to intensify. Grab the whip and crack it yourself. Leave them be or fetch Cordell. I feel like by the time we get her, it's not going to work out. We're going to do it. Just what do you think you are doing, Shaw? You turn to see Cordell standing before you with a glare. Put that silly thing down. That whip is only for matters of life and death. Neither of them are going for their throat. This boisterous displays are common among the pack. A simple feed and they'll stop. Cordell takes the whip from your hand and places it atop the crate. Shaw, if you see something that concerns my pack, inform me before you do something foolish. Rats! I thought we could be a hero! I thought we'd just, like, snap the whip and then they would get their attention, and they would stop fighting each other. Well, oops. Who else is here? Grimly. Been trying to come up with a new song. Something about seals, I'm thinking. Hard to think, though. Winds are too distracting. but I haven't had a new song in a while. Keep it light, I'm sure the crew would appreciate something jovial. Anything but seals? You're the creative sort, then? I suppose. I don't write anything down. It's just off the top of my head. That's kind of how a lot of folk music was. This is like taught word of mouth, kind of. You're not married, are you, Shaw? Take it from me, if you ever do find yourself wedded, it's never as easy as it looks. What brought this on? I won't make your mistakes if that's what you're suggesting. Leave the melancholy behind, Kurt. We're only as good as the unhappiest man. This would be my reaction, is like, what? Where did this come from? Late evenings on the ice grant you quite a lot to look back on. And I've had a long life to look back on, Shaw. How old is this man? I thought he wasn't that old, but apparently he's ancient. Alright, the week is done. I think we've talked to everybody. I believe so. Food isn't looking great. Fuel is fine. Demoralization is probably not going to be good, especially if we have to go with half rations. What are we going to do? Yeah, we have to go with half rations. We can do normal fuel, which we should, because if these people come off of their demoralization, we could get absolutely plastered by this and just die. So we'll go for that. I mean, we have to. We don't really have a choice. We got 4 seals, 5 penguins, plus research. Cavity was frozen on the sled hunt. Mrs. Gloss was frozen on the sled hunt. Runt was frozen on the sled hunt. But Yorick raised their spirits no longer demoralized. Got some demoralized on other people. 2 Johns was malnourished. Oh, that's actually really interesting to see that demoralization can be cured by talking to Kasha. We will remember that. Alright, we have a lot of freezing people. Okay, they're just freezing, they're not frostbitten yet. Frostbitten is when we have to send them to the hospital. So we can cure them with our fuel, at least. Go ahead and start the next week. Looking at the place where the boat was once upon a time. -5 decorum? Just for existing? What was that about? Alright, let's go talk to the request tent. Take requests. We've got Junior, and that is it. Shaw, we've got a matter we need to settle with you. I don't see the problem here. Tucker was going through his personal belongings on the ship, and we found this. A tin of treats, biscuits, confectionaries, quite a lot. Ah, now, I was hardly hiding them away. They're just my own private selection, a gift from my grandmother before the expedition, baked them herself. I understand you see these as your personal effects, and that was true at a point, but as it stands, food is food, and we need what we can. We cannot reasonably hoard it yourself. They're hardly filling, they're just some biscuits. They're filling enough. Listen, now's not the time to keep something like that to yourself. Agreed, Tucker, hand in the tin, it'll join our rations. I will not deprive my crew of their sentimental object. Tucker is free to keep them. Hold on to them, Tucker, but don't waste them. We could use them in a pinch. I feel like this is the nice middle road. Of course. We got decorum! But thank you, Captain. Yes, honestly, the decorum is what we needed. So that's good. Ah, shoot. There was stuff to talk to people out here. I guess I'm learning that if you ever see, like, the icon, you should always click on that before doing anything else, because you might miss your chance to interact with something and possibly save your crew from their own demoralization. Alright, what do we got going on here? We must send people out. The dangerous thing is it seems like when we send people out, they have a high chance of getting freezing, which is not good. We don't have enough for the Emperor Penguin. Whoops. So, instead, we will hunt the seal. Send these dudes out. And then we will send people out to hunt the penguin. You guys are not freezing. I won't send these two out because they're frozen. Instead, I'm going to split it between you guys. Alright. I think that's good, because we need all the food. Now. Dogs don't have anything to say to me. Let's go to the furnace. Ask the engineers to raise the heat. We've fixed Runt. Ooh, we fixed 2 people! Heck yeah! Feed the furnace. Let's go for that. That gets us almost back up to 100. Now the food... Oh wait, we gotta... So feed the furnace. Now the pot. We will throw all the food into the pot. All of it. It all goes into the pot. Alright, so that gets us up to 60. And we gained some food from the spice crate, which is good. The thing I'm thinking about is I wonder if we don't let them catch scurvy, and then we heal them with the lemons? We have 4 lemons, so we might as well use them. We need to send somebody to talk to Kasha. Preferably somebody who's demoralized. So you... Yes. Go talk to her. Gain some decorum, gain some research. We can go hunt penguins now, actually, if we want. Is there anything else to do? We have some scouting we could do, so let's scout all the way out here. Yorick the Third. And then go scout here as well. Some more... Ooh, Emperor penguins! We will eat them! What do you think a penguin tastes like? Like... I just feel like a penguin wouldn't taste very good, right? It's like mostly fat. Although, I mean, if you're talking about just like raw calories, it's probably a pretty decent thing to be eating when you're trapped on the ice. Do we have... I think we have scientists, right? Can we have scientists make some more... Rats! We only have 1 scientist. Oops. Undo. In that case, why don't we send the scientist out to get some of the science from the ice, then? Might as well. Oh, we're out of dogs again! Dang it! Well, once again, you have wormed your way out of work, sir or madam. Okay. Everybody come gather around for food. Crew have their meal. Return to their posts. Still bright outside. Let's listen in. Reading, Mr. Templeton? Yes, I thought it difficult to find light. Though it's difficult to find light. They just said it was light out! You liar. Do those your age still read, or has intellectualism passed us by? This man is an absolute butt. Well, I haven't read chilling horror like yourself. Is that a collection, Mr. Templeton? It is a good read, nonetheless. Alrighty. I must retire for the evening. Alrighty. Gonna call it a night. Let's overhear here. What's that? One of the doctor's books. Oh, wait a minute. I got them backwards. Runts Da should have said, what's that? And then Runt should have said, one of the doctor's books. Since when could you read? It's got pictures, Da. You're interested in medicine, are you? A little. Better work than this, anyway. He's got a point. Alright, let's listen in. Ooh, let's talk to the engineer. You got anything to say? Nope. Listen in? Barely any taste of these fucking cigs. You mentioned before, what brand are they, anyway? Apperton? Same group who tins these peaches. Yeah, they're shite. At least there's plenty of it. Would rather there wasn't. You'd rather be craven at a time like this? I suppose not. There's just, I don't know. What do they know about tobacco? Fair point. I shall return. Alright. Come back soon, Dace. Evening, Captain. There was a song that I found itself stuck in my head earlier. The dogs were pleased when I began humming it. I fear I may have to make it a habit. Music reminds me of home. I take it to be the same for you? There is no home to be reminded of. I prefer to keep moving. Perhaps the ability to do so is what I miss. Fair enough. He stares at you before nodding to his sleeping bag. Alright. Nice to see you too, Grimly. I'm flattered, but I really ought to be getting some rest. Okay, so people we've expired. We've exhausted some of the dialogue options from people here. Developing camera, evening. I've been thinking all day about my mother and my father and my sister. It never quite struck me, but there's a chance I'll never see them again, isn't there? Sorry, I shouldn't bring up such things. No, it's okay to be worried. Consider it motivation. We'll get you back home, Arthur, I promise. Try not to dwell on it. We'll lie to him. I'm okay with lying to people. Oh, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing, Robin. Captain Shaw. That's right. I'm the captain around here. You bozos. Is there anything in my tent? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's pass the week. It's getting colder. It's negative 25 C. Alright, we have one person who is malnourished. And we have... Oops. We will cure one person of their freezing. I'm thinking... Why can't I push the nourishment lower? There we go. I want to do it like this, because we'll push one person to become malnourished, we'll push one person to develop, I'm assuming the freezing will progress to frostbite, but we need to save on, well, we wouldn't necessarily have to do it like that. I'm changing my mind. We need to keep this from decreasing by too much. So we'll do normal fuel, half rations, and then we'll put lemons into the pot tomorrow and see how that go. Got 4 seals, 5 Adelie penguin, 11 available crew. Runsta has become freezing on the sled. Flick became freezing on the sled. Miss Gloss raised their spirits speaking to Kasha. Cavity has been cured of their freezing. Dick is no longer demoralized. Tudons has progressed to scurvy. And then Zach has become malnourished. So we have 2 cold people, 2 malnourished people, and I guess 1 person with scurvy. So let's start the week. It's week 10. 7 weeks at Temperance Camp. Been here for almost 2 months now. So each day it seems like you lose 5 decorum. Alright, is there anything out here that we would miss if we went elsewhere? Doesn't look like it, so... I goofed that up yesterday. So let's listen to requests. We've got Kurt, and we've got Hammond. Captain Templeton. Oh, Captain... Captain Templeton, I won't keep you both too long. After dinner we should have a discussion about the future direction of this crew. I suppose we should consider moving camp closer to the direction of rescue. Indeed, as for when that should be, well, we'll talk later. Very well. And then Hammond. Days are getting darker, Captain. Crew's been asking about using more oil to fuel the lamps. I told them to piss off, but I figured I should ask you. Lamplight is not an unreasonable request. That oil's for the boiler. It's more important than making dinner brighter. It also makes it easier to do their work, Mr. Hammond. Well, it's the captain's decision. It's a reasonable request. Hammond, give them the oil they need. They'll make do with what they have. The furnace come first. Give the crew what they want. I won't hear the end of it otherwise. No, it's a reasonable request. We lose some heat, which is fine. We lost some Hammond loyalty, but we gained some decorum. I was hoping that would be the case. We better be able to spare it, Captain. Finished the requests. And then we go back out. Now. Nobody's demoralized today. So maybe we save the photographer for anybody who ends up left over after the fact. Let's go send people out. I know somebody will be injured. You can only send 2 people after large game. Send the small boy! I love that idea. Alright, we're gonna send you 2 after the elephant seal. Takes 3 dogs to get there. We're going to hunt Emperor Penguin as well. So let's send you boys out here to get some penguin meat. Send. Alright. We've used how many dogs? 6? No, 8 of the 14 dogs. Now. We don't really need to keep exploring for now. Let's send out our dudes to get food. Because we need as much food as we can. And we'll send you boys and girls out into the great wilderness. Hopefully they don't freeze to death. Now. Let's feed the furnace. 1 bag of coal, 1 bag of wood. And that should be good for now. Ask an engineer to raise the temperature to cure some freezing folk. Having that one engineer have died as early as it did really puts me in a hole because it like takes away a member that I could be using to cure freezing. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anything else that we could do? Enter the kennel? Is there anything going on in here? It doesn't look like it. We do need to feed the hoosh pot. What'll it be? It'll be penguin and seal, just as it was the week before. Yep, everything's in there. And we need to add lemon, so fix the scurvy. Yay! But it doesn't heal the malnourishment, so that's good to know, that you can't fix the malnourishment with lemon. Our crew is actually in remarkably good health overall, so let's have our meal. Meal is shared. They return to their posts. Now, we have the discussion with Kurt to have. Before we do that, let's go check in with all our other people. He's in his sleeping bag. Oh, she was singing. Ah, apologies, the tune has not left my head in weeks. At the very least, I have found a manner to calm the pack. If it calms the dogs, then may that tune never leave your head. You could make a request to Grimly. I'm sure he could learn the song. You sound like you have classical training. Ah! Are you complimenting or interrogating? Your tone suggests the latter. Regardless, you grant me far too much credit, Shaw. I mean, that was just a compliment! You don't need to be so spooked all the time. Needed to finish developing these. Is anybody free for an interview? There's a whole dang science team out there, actually. Send the malnourished person to talk to her. I don't know if that would fix anything. And we should send the other science crew out here. Go get some science. More decorum, always necessary. We're back to 40 decorum. We were down to like 19 this morning, I think. So that's something. All right, I think the only... Oh, is Junior have anything? Nope. I think he might be the last one there. I think so. All right, we have this discussion with Kurt and Templeton to see to. You wish to speak with us, Kurt? Indeed I did. Have you noticed anything about the ground beneath our feet, Captain? It seems like it's melting. Now that I think. It's not about to give way, is it? Not immediately, no. We're looking at the early stages of this ice breaking apart. If we don't want to join our dear old Temperance, we'll need to be moving out within the week. Is that so? We start packing from tomorrow, we'll be safe to move on at the beginning of next week. Any longer than that, and we'll be dipping our toes into the water. Har! Well, it is inevitable that we should keep constant movement. Even ignoring the changing ice, our rescue vessel will not be searching for us here. Get the word out then, Kurt, we leave in a week? You couldn't have told me sooner? I will, Captain. To stay is certain death. We're moving on. Thank you, Kurt. Have a good evening, Templeton. Captain. Aye. Alright. I guess we'll listen in as they continue to have a conversation without us. We'll have to move the camp within the coming week. Aye, we wait around here any longer and we'll be swallowed up. Captain Shaw has been cautious, and we are still set to match the arrival of rescue. Aye, let's not waste any more bloody time. The boiler can't last forever. What do you mean I've been cautious? I got us off that boat after I killed us in the last playthrough. Week is over. Let's have some tea. Alright. Nobody's freezing, and only one person is malnourished. Let's go for full food, and then half fuel. And we can fix the freezing... We can fix the freezing by just having an engineer fix the boiler. Got elephant seal, some emperor penguin, more emperor penguin, research. Cavity got froze. Cavity got wounded. Lefty got froze. Yorick got froze. Mrs. Gloss got froze. Zach is no longer malnourished. Two Johns is freezing. Our whole crew is frozen. That's not good. -1 available crew? Is that because our buddy is wounded? Oh. Gotta go all the way out here. After a hard morning dragging the boats, the crew comes across deeper snow ahead. Captain, the snow on the ice is getting deeper. We'll need to find a better path before dragging the whole crew through it. I'll be happy to take the reins. Best we leave that to one of your scouts, Mr. Darling. The ice behind us is encroaching. We needn't lag behind a man with a cane. The old limp isn't that bad, Templeton. It's bad enough. Time is of the essence. Very well. You can't go wrong with my team anyway. Any one of them will be capable of finding the path in the ice. Captain, if you want to judge the course yourself, you should go ahead with them. Ill-advised. We don't know what lies ahead. Best not take any unnecessary risks. No, Kurt is right. I should head with them. I'm interested in what this could lead to. Yeah! Screw you, Templeton. You coward. Alright, who's coming with me? Flick, you're up. She's ice savvy. Are they all ice savvy? They're all the same. Okay, so Flick, you're up. Flick, you're with me. Let's go. You and Flick trudge your way further ahead, keeping an eye out for dips in the snow that could damage the boats. It isn't long before you both hear a sound from up ahead where the ice is thinner. Stop. Absolutely. Holy moly! The eggshell surface of the floes erupt, revealing a large slimy creature, mouth agape with files of razor-sharp teeth, expectant. Leopard seal! Use the bolt-action rifle. Use the flares. Shoot the damn thing. You grab the rifle and steady it as you aim towards the beast barreling towards Flick. The beast continues unhindered. Fear mixes with show, freezing Flick in place. Wait for the target to get closer. The animal is gaining speed, closing the distance. How close is it to her? They're not giving me any information. Fire. Oh shit. There's about 10 yards between Flick and the beast. Reload. Fire again. Oh my god. The beast drops lifeless on the ice, inches from Flick, shaken but alive. Harvested for food, absolutely. You take 2 dog sledding teams to drag the creature onto stable ice. After processing and packing the leopard seal's meat, a trove of undigested fish is found inside the stomach cavity. Take the fish as feed it to the dogs. We don't want to eat those. We don't know how viable the fish are. Better left to the dogs. Cordell claims their digestive systems can handle the meat better than us. The dogs seem pleased with their meat. Holy crap! Hey, we finished Act 1! Oh yeah, gut fish. Oh boy, oh boy. Personal log. Okay. Ah, here we go. A new camp has been erected on the ice floe. I can't really read what it's saying there. The prospect of land is still far off from here. The leopard seal attack. The crew were ambushed by a leopard seal whilst moving camp. It's a good thing we went with Flick, though, right? It was fortunate that all managed to escape something. This should be considered an act of great fortune. We survived because we were prepared. Agreed. It was quick thinking and the appropriate resources that won out the day for the crew. The vigilance is to be kept up at all times, lest the crew meet with disaster. That leopard seal but was a warning of the dangers that rest on the ice. Captain Hunt. Tracks were found in the snow. A frozen coat. Oops. Proof that if nothing else, Hunt and his group... I feel like there's something off with the window, that it's like covering up the text. I have to commend him that he's much hardier than first believed. Proof that if nothing else, Hunt and his group were able to survive beyond the boiler incident aboard the Temperance. Rufus Hunt further proves himself to be a man of many surprises. To have made it this far, it almost fills the crew with hope in regards to their own chances. If Hunt and his band of deserters are able to carry on against the elements, that should be the truth for the rest of the crew in turn. The Temperance went under, finally consumed by the ice. She will be missed. The old vessel had become a home for the crew. Even when trapped in the ice, it served as a constant presence, a monument to the world that we traveled from. Something was the world left behind. To see it go weighed heavily upon the crew. The summer. By all estimates, appears that the summer has arrived on the ice, a prime occasion for hunting and a comparable respite from the truly freezing temperatures. The worst of the something are yet to come. We must enjoy this respite while it lasts. With the arrival of summer comes the promise of winter. Hunting, scouting, even the opportunity for play among the crew, such things will be an impossibility once the weather worsens in the coming months. Now is the time to make use of this relative freedom to its fullest. Sign off.